without him. That's just the main thing. And any time that I've talked to people prior to him being missing, people ask me, like, what is Gannon? The only thing I can say, he's my hero. He gives me life. He gives me energy. If a bad day is going bad, I just hear his voice, and it makes it better. This is the longest time that I have not heard his voice. And the only thing I can do is just keep playing videos back and forth with Mommy, I love you. And that's the only thing that I don't want it. It will never die in my mind. But like, I need my boy. Like, more than air, more than life. Like, that's who he is to me. And Gannon, he is my little man. He feels every void. He's happy. Every time that he calls me and talks to me, he has to tell a joke. And sometimes it's the jokes that don't even make any sense. And sometimes they're just the most corniest jokes. But that's my boy. Like, he just wants everybody to be happy. And when he's missing, like, the only thing that I can question is, like, why? Why Gannon? Because he doesn't deserve this at all, by no means. And the only thing that I can do as his mom is to get it out, to make sure that Gannon's story doesn't die and that my boy comes home. Like, he needs to come home. Like, and it's strange that he just disappears. Nobody has trace. Nobody hears anything. Nobody knows anything. It's not how it's supposed to work. When I heard that he ran away, like, I knew that was the first sign. Like, that is not my boy. No, like 100% what I shot my boy. And I won't hope until he's found. If it takes 20 years, I still want his face plastered everywhere. That's what I need. That's what I want. That's what I desire. Other than him coming home, that's what I want the most. But until that day comes, I want him everywhere. I don't want the story to die. This is who my boy is, the passion, the love, the togetherness that this community has had. This is Gannon. It's a nightmare that I haven't woke up from. The only thing I want to do is go to sleep, wake up, and Gannon be back.
11-year-old Gannon Stauch on new video may provide a major clue in the disappearance of a Colorado boy. A neighbor found images of 11-year-old Gannon Stauch on home surveillance getting into a truck with his stepmother Letecia on the day he was last seen. She apparently returned 4 hours later without him. The neighbor alerted the boy's dad after finding that video.
I walked over to his father's house, knocked on the door, and I said, here's some video that you might want to see. He broke down. He was like, she lied. He was like, let's call investigators.
The local authorities now have a copy of that video. Today marks 9 days since Gannon was last seen. His stepmother has denied any role in his disappearance.
Gannon Stauch was shot in jaw and stabbed 18 times, detective reveals. By Justin Rorlick. Horrific new details. Stepmom Letecia Stauch's DNA was on the handgun that fired the bullet lodged in Gannon Stauch's head, a detective testified Thursday. A Colorado Springs boy who disappeared in January 2020 and whose remains were found 2 months later in a suitcase 1,400 miles away, was shot in the jaw and stabbed at least 18 times before he died, a detective testified Thursday. 11-year-old Gannon Stauch's stepmother was the last person to see him alive, telling cops that the boy went missing after leaving home to meet a neighborhood friend. Letecia Stauch, a 38-year-old assistant teacher whose license was suspended in 2016 for unprofessional conduct, was arrested for Gannon's murder 2 weeks before her stepson's body was discovered beneath a Florida overpass. During a preliminary hearing on Thursday, Sergeant Rosario Hubble of the El Paso County, Colorado Sheriff's Office testified that Letecia Stauch's DNA was present on a 9mm handgun investigators found in the Stauch family's house and that a forensic exam determined that a bullet lodged in Gannon Stauch's head had been fired from the same gun. Stauch's lawyer, Joshua Tellini, was in court and unavailable to be reached for comment Friday morning, his office told the Daily Beast. The charges against Stauch include first-degree murder, child abuse resulting in death, tampering with a deceased human body, and tampering with physical evidence. According to an arrest affidavit filed days before she was apprehended, Letecia Stauch called 911 shortly before 7 p.m. to say Gannon hadn't come home from his friend's house and she didn't see him when she went by to check on him. But investigators said Letecia hadn't actually gone out to try and locate the boy, and couldn't provide the name of Gannon's friend or his parents. Her story then dramatically changed multiple times over the following days, the affidavit states. Letecia lied to investigators on multiple occasions, has unexplained abnormal behavior such as obtaining a rental car, disconnecting her cell phone from the cellular network for an extended period of time, the false reporting of an alleged rape, abnormal patterns of travel, a continuously evolving story with material changes in facts and circumstances, and has since left the state of Colorado, the affidavit explains. Investigators believe that Letecia Stauch killed Gannon in his bedroom around 2:15 p.m. on January 20, 2020, according to the affidavit. Gannon had stayed home from school with an upset stomach on the day he vanished, it says, adding that Letecia also called in sick, falsely telling her boss that her stepfather had been killed after being hit by a car. That afternoon, Letecia asked Harley Hunt, her 17-year-old daughter from a previous marriage, to pick up baking soda, trash bags, and carpet cleaner at a nearby dollar store. Physical evidence recovered from the residence and inside Gannon's bedroom supports that a violent event occurred in his bedroom, which caused bloodshed, including blood spatter on the walls, and enough blood loss to stain his mattress, soak through the carpet pad, and stain the concrete below his bed, states the affidavit. The morning after Letecia reported Gannon missing, she drove a rented Kia to pick up her husband, Al Stauch, at the Colorado Springs airport. She told Al, who had been out of town on National Guard maneuvers, that she rented the vehicle because she was concerned about putting mileage on her Tiguan lease. However, she only put 71 miles in total on the Kia, according to investigators. Later, Letecia drove the Tiguan to another county, where she allegedly first dumped Gannon's body. Her phone was in airplane mode, and a piece of board with Gannon's blood on it was later found nearby, according to court testimony on Thursday. One investigator involved with the case testified that Letecia rented a van on February 1st and drove with Harley from Colorado to Pensacola, Florida. The two stayed at a hotel 3.3 miles from where Gannon's body was later found, and the van was seen less than 2 miles from the site. A few hours after checking in, the two left and drove to Orlando, then made their way to South Carolina, where Letecia once lived. Investigators analyzed Stauch's online search history and found indications that she was unhappily married and did not appreciate being a stepmother, according to the arrest affidavit. Stauch was arrested in Myrtle Beach on Mar. 2, 2020. She has since been held at the El Paso County Jail and continues to maintain her innocence. Stauch's defense team pointed out on Thursday that the back door to the family's home was open some 10 times during the period cops believe Gannon was killed, and suggested that someone else may have entered the home to commit the crime. Her lawyers also noted that Stauch did not have a history of child abuse and was described as a good stepmom by people who knew her.